Morning everybody, how are y'all doing today? I'm doing great because today we're going to be talking about the drama, or maybe not drama, but the interactions between MightyKeef and Fritanga, because the interaction that took place between the two on Twitter recently really got my attention, and I figured it might be fun to talk about. So before we get into what happened recently, let's give a little bit of context surrounding the situation. So if you know MightyKeef at all, you'll know that he's been making console-related content for years. He's one of those skit channels who does like how this group reacted to this event happening. And like I said, he's done some parodies of the console war and stuff, but he's never really focused on it too much. That is until about 2 months ago when the Xbox Activision deal went through, and Keef uploaded this video that you're seeing on screen. Now, from the outside, it doesn't really look like anything bad. He was just talking about how the deal was finally done. However, during this video, he made some passive remarks, which ultimately landed him in one of Frit's videos in which he just made like YouTube poop style edits. And really quickly, I'm gonna show you what the clips were specifically that landed him in the video.
This boy's got some money. Microsoft's in a very good position with Xbox because they don't ever have to be good. They just have to buy the people who are.
Exclusive. But I mean, honestly, this acquisition is good. I'm not one of those guys who's, like I said, a data analysis. I can't tell you what the ramifications are of this type of monopoly type stuff going on.
So as you can see right there were some passive remarks made like, oh, Xbox doesn't have to be good, they just have to buy the people who are good. And then there was the inconsistency in the second clip where he says that this was good, but then he also called it a monopoly at the same time. Now, despite Frit making a video including Keef did not actually respond to that, but he did respond to people calling him out on Twitter. And if you weren't convinced by those initial 2 clips that he was starting to involve himself in the console war a little bit, I think these screenshots right here will show you that he's starting to get a little bit involved. And this went on over the course of October and November, especially as you saw in that one screenshot when he talked about how Xbox didn't get any nominations. This led to this post made by him on December 8th, one day after the Game Awards. Bro, somehow the Xbox cultists are mad at me again. I haven't even said anything this time, lol. Even the ones that blocked me are bringing me up. This is a legit psychosis they are going through. Why are people telling me Spider-Man won no awards, bro? I said since August BG3 was gonna sweep. I think he meant to say it must be, but whatever. It must be that Xbox tax we've heard so much about. So I just found out mass illiteracy is what's causing them to be upset. How do I even stop that? I've truly found a monster I cannot slay. Now you might be wondering what exactly is this referring to? And this is where Frit finally joins the party, because Keef was referring to this little interaction that happened between the two. So Frit just tweeted out tee-hee after the Game Awards with a screenshot of Keef's tweet saying that Xbox didn't get nominated for a single award. This greatly upset MightyKeef, however, who responded with, I don't understand how this is a gotcha moment. Everything I said in this tweet was correct. The console warring has your brain rotted. And then Frit responds with, lol, it's funny because Xbox brought home more awards, that's it, lol. Nothing deeper than that. Which, exactly, Frit, thank you. It was just funny. Keef was saying that Xbox didn't get any Game of the Year nominations and that he was concerned about them, and then they still end up winning more awards than PlayStation does. It's just funny, that's it. I don't understand why you're so salty about this. And I think Keef kind of had a moment of realization after this interaction, because after this, he went on to post this little thread. I'm going to do what y'all say and not respond to idiots anymore. I know I've said this in the past, but this time I can truly see there's no point in trying to have conversations with these people. I'll just mute and move on to give y'all a better viewing experience on the timeline. How do you see someone / a group of people say the most critically wrong things and not comment? Like, if someone says 2 + 2 = 8, I'ma laugh because they're dumb. But if I see 10 people say it, I always have to correct them. That's where I need to chill. And then he quote tweets somebody saying they all just want to be immortalized in a skit for sure. And he responds with, unfortunately, I think this is the case. I didn't want to come to this conclusion because it sounds mad arrogant of me, but the more I interact with them, the more this seems to be the answer. If after 1 week you haven't seen me interact with one of the cultists, then you know I'm telling the truth, lol. Hold me to it. Now, before we get into what happened after this, I'd like to acknowledge the third tweet in the thread and say that yes, Keef, you are absolutely correct. That is incredibly arrogant of you. To think that people are interacting with you like this because they want to be immortalized in one of your skits is incredibly arrogant. Frit wasn't sitting there thinking, oh my god, dude, you know what I need to do to truly succeed in life? I need to troll MightyKeef until he makes a skit about me. No, dude, people just like to call out funny stuff when they see it, as Frit did with that one post. He thought it was funny how you said Xbox didn't get any Game of the Year nominations, and that you were concerned about Xbox, and then they ended up taking home more awards than PlayStation did. It's like what Sir Donald Trump said that one time.
We like to troll. We like to go the night before one of their primaries. We do a little trolling. It's called we do a little trolling.
But now this is where things get a little spicy, because remember how at the end of that thread he said that if he didn't interact with any cultists for a week, then you knew he was being serious? Well, I guess it's safe to say he wasn't being serious, because 5 days later, on December 14th, Frit put out this post: the energy emitted here when PlayStation F's up versus Xbox effing up. And it's 2 screenshots of Keef tweets. One of them is him making a joke about how since the Starfield multiplayer modders are abandoning the project, he's saying, oh, the game's never gonna come out now. And then in the other screenshot, it's his response to factions being canceled, which is just him saying, oh, damn, bro, I wasn't into factions, but I know people were looking forward to this. Then 1 day later, keep in mind, this is December 15th, so this is 6 days after Keef made that post saying he wasn't gonna interact with these people anymore. He posts an entire thread in response to this tweet from Frit. And this is where Keef really screws up, because he says, please stop trying to drag me back into your console war BS. Y'all are weirdos. Plus, everyone keeps telling me you're a scammer and your girlfriend cheated on you with your brother. Leave the console wars alone, bro. You have other wars to worry about. I don't even play factions, lol, but I do wish I could finish Starfield. It's just painfully bland. So obviously my energy is gonna be different about each game. The brain rot from your console war ways of thinking couldn't let you come to that conclusion, though. I'm gonna keep my promise about not going back and forth with these idiots, but some tweets I'm gonna have to call out at least once, especially dumb stuff like this. To the fanboys coming on this thread mad about my response to him, understand, I'm not adhering to some silly rules of engagement for your silly war. I'm not trying to be a part of your conversation. I talk about games, and if you get offended because I dissed a game you like, too bad. Honestly, I think there's only one clip that can truly sum up how I feel about Keef's response to Frit. Snoop Dogg, please take it away.
Out of pocket for that shit. Way out of pocket. What do you gain from that?
Because, yeah, that response was way out of pocket. Frit calls you out for having different energy between Xbox and PlayStation, so you bring up personal information about his past as a counter argument. Absolutely brilliant. And again, this is less than a week after he made the thread saying he was gonna stop interacting with people like this. But, I mean, Keef, you don't have to play by the rules. I mean, generally the rule when it comes to doing this type of stuff is just don't bring personal stuff into it. You don't have to go by that if you don't want to, but if you don't go by that, then you look like a salty little person. Was gonna use a different word, but I'm PG, so that's not happening. And a lot of people just won't like you if you do that, which was very evident by all the replies to this post. Speaking of replies, why don't we take a look at some of them? Because there were a few replies agreeing with Keef, but for the most part, everybody was saying like, hey dude, this was not cool. The main one I want to look at is this top reply. Frit actually keeping it to video games, and you're just stooping so low because of some light jokes. Pathetic and classless. Keef replies with, I'm not here to play by any rules of engagement you weirdos make up. F off. Simply don't bother me and I won't come for you. Simple. Bro, don't fall for it. These people are the biggest edgelords wannabe, but pull the victim card when they get made fun of. Oh, I know. They try to come after you and get mad when you answer back, and then make like 10 fake accounts apiece to inflate their numbers. I've seen it all already, lol. That's why I talk my crap and leave now. They come after you and then get mad when you respond. Sounds a bit familiar to you engaging in console wars and then getting mad when people call you out for it. And like I said earlier, you know, you don't have to abide by the rules. If you want to get personal, that's just fine. But just know you're only hurting yourself in the end. Like I said before, taking personal jabs like this makes you just look really salty. And even more so than that, incredibly thin-skinned. When you do something like this, you hurt yourself more than the person you were trying to insult. And clearly he's hurt hurt how other people view him. Because just take a look at these replies on screen. Like I said, there's a few replies supporting him. I don't know what's wrong with those people, but there are replies supporting him. But for the most part, it's just replies like this. So congratulations, Keef, you have officially played yourself.
Hey, congratulations, you played yourself.
By responding like this, you have not only gone back on an entire thread you made less than a week before this happened, but you've also kind of proven in a sense that you are a console warrior. Because as that one reply said, only a console warrior would take this type of stuff this seriously. I know this is going to be a really bad joke, but you know, let's go for it. His name is MightyKeef. I guess you could say, oh, how the mighty have fallen. You may now boo me. But either way, that pretty much concludes the MightyKeef versus Fritanga saga. At least for now. Who knows, something else might come up in the next few days. I mean, Keef has shown us in this video that he will happily say, oh, I'm not going to respond to this anymore, and then less than a week later respond to it. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens. So until then, I just want to really quickly say thank you all so much for watching. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will catch you all next time.